Hello and welcome to Alchemist Whim. I am Alchemist Jen. Thanks for joining me today. Today's whim of the day is to do some crocheting and to show you a blanket that I made forever ago. So here it is. So typical awesome granny square blanket from forever ago. Amazing. I just put through the wash. I was like, oh, I can show that on the video. Yeah, that's just what happens. But it's nice and cozy. Ta-da! And it is very much use the scraps up or extra pieces of yarn type of thing. It's been well loved by cats, which is the best kind of blanket ever. And nice acrylic yarn. So yay! So they're there to be, and then so many great random colors. So yay for blankets. I just wanted to show a random thing that I've made because I've been crocheting for a while. So that was that. And then I figured I could talk a little bit more about my pattern obsession, my dreams to make patterns. I have the bottom part of my octopus that I'm working on. So I thought I could just crochet and talk about that kind of stuff while we're going. So sometimes the nice thing, this is what I like about crocheting, is that you can take the hook out completely and it doesn't fall apart. You just have to find out where your stitch is and go back into it. So super easy, no worries, all good. Got my beautiful gray yarn, Karen Simply Soft. So yay. So we've talked about this one before. So the gist with this one is that I've got the top part here. It's a octopus, an octopus, and so this is it's got the yarn up in the top. So that's why it's so domey. Then the part that I'm doing right now is going to be the bottom part that goes on to that top part, and then it will have tentacles that are a little bit flatter because I'll kind of stitch them in such a way that they will be flatter, and I think you'll enjoy the end result. And then I plan on having a pattern available for it. So I am doing a single crochet. Let's see if I can get a good shot of weirdness here. I don't know. It is probably really awkward. So I can show you the back of it. I can show you anything. It's cool. Alright, so I'm going to do the thing that nobody does and show you the back part of the stitching that nobody sees. There you go. I bet it's still pretty mesmerizing because just everybody's stitches are different. Everybody handles the hook differently and moves their fingers around with the yarn. So I find that fascinating, and I look and study at my stitching and how I do it and how many times I like move my fingers. Like this one moves so much. I'm amazed and just kind of drawn to the fact that everybody's got these subconscious things that they're doing for some reason. I think that mine is probably related to trying to make sure that I've got my attention, and then to also make sure that I'm not, like if I do it when I'm not looking at it, because I can crochet without looking at it, I know where my hook is, I know where my yarn is, I know where my tension is, so I can feel the tension as I go. So it's probably something that I learned while watching TV and crocheting or something. It's fascinating. There's got to be some trail of learning that happens for how we end up knitting or crocheting and why. So it's quite fun. So this one's going to be just a nice dark octopus. The next part that will go on to it, I have a light green yarn, so I thought that would be a nice side detail. It'll add a little bit of fun. It's also light, so it's going to contrast with color density there. And then I've got kind of a maroonish red that I want to do little circular kind of suckers on the bottom of the gray part here. So that's my plan for that. And then probably do eyes of the octopus and crochet them somehow. I have to decide how I want them to look. I've done them a couple different ways so that I can create a more of a 3D eye or a flatter 2D eye. Right now I'm doing an increase, so I'm going to just do it in 2 stitches here, and I just kind of just do an extra one on the outside parts of it. I'm not too picky about which stitches get it, because it'll have the same general shape. I lost the stitch, so I had to go back in and grab it. So gotta do that increase. So what it does with the increase is that it helps just kind of keep it flat. So as I'm going to attach it to the other tentacle, it'll make it easier to do that because they'll both be flat. So yeah, that's what's up. And then I'll decide if I want to stuff the tentacles loosely as I stitch them, or if I want to just keep them flat. So I've done it both ways with octopuses. If I keep them flat, I mean, they'll still look really cool, but they might still curl a little bit. If I stuff them, they'll just kind of end up being more more rigid. So we'll see what happens, see how it feels as I close off the stitching and decide how I want to close it off. It's so exciting. I love it. And yeah, I mean, creating things is very fun. So something my brain does pretty naturally, especially with crocheting. Creating 3D objects is very enjoyable. So I thought today would be a good day to revisit something that I talked about a while ago, and then to make some progress, keep myself accountable to myself, and keep working towards my goals. So just a challenge. And then the other thing I'm focusing on is like focusing on just chilling and doing nothing a little bit too, because I feel like I've just been go, 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 and I think I need a little bit of balance. So being able to rest a bit, being able to take a step back, charge so that I can refocus my thoughts, intentions, and you know, what I want to do. I'm looking at like my schedule in the next several months of different shows that I'm going to do, store stockings and things, and trying to make sure that I'm not overdoing it or overcommitting, but doing enough of what I want to do along with working at another full-time job. So so creating that balance, trying to look at what, you know, is important to me, but then also making sure that I'm not wearing myself out. I don't need to burn myself out. I'm feeling pretty tired this week. It was a big week, my other job, and then I did a bunch of stuff for this funness around the outside of it. So I did get pretty tired. So I've got a couple days to recharge and focus on more fun creative things, but then I also need to just chill. So that's my plan. It's good to have that scheduled in there too, saying it's okay to do nothing. In fact, I delayed making this video tonight because I was just having fun just doing nothing, and it was very just relaxing. I'll show you another interesting thing I'm going to do here as I'm transitioning from the tentacle part down to the other part down here. I'm just going to skip a whole stitch and then just close it off. Now I find that this particular thing works really well. You can see how it closes it off. If I were to stitch them together instead of just skipping a whole one, it would create a different kind of a pucker to it. So this actually just makes it look more seamless. It works with this space. So I'm going over to the next one, and I don't know if you can see that. I could just be holding up this random thing and you can't see any of that. You're just like listening to me. I thank you for that. Alrighty, so on to the next one. And maybe I'll make some more progress so I can show you what I mean when I talk about all these things that I want to do with this. So, yay for octopuses. They're fun. I don't know. They're pretty amazing. So, resilient creatures, super smart. And why not crochet them, right? Seriously. So, it'd be cool if I could give you something that you could crochet if you wanted to too, just because it exists. And if you don't want to, you don't have to. How about that? So that's a good project. Working on finishing this octopus. Working on eventually doing pattern for it. And then I still have goals of having a yarn line that's for these two, so I can do kits as well. So, there's always something to work towards. There's always something going on. And just kind of seeing what lines up and what works and what can grow when and where, and then going for it. So, yeah, that's what's going on today. Talking about crocheting, talking about resting, talking about recuperating, and then just kind of reflecting. Because it's good to... I find, especially after a bigger week when I have expended myself a bit, I need to kind of reflect and kind of reevaluate where I'm at, be honest with myself, and say, what do I actually need, and where do I want to go from here? I think it's a healthy mental exercise. And then kind of look at where you are with your, at least I look at where I am with my goals for the week, and I don't want anything... I don't even write things down. I just kind of go, ooh, that'd be cool if I did that. And then, I just kind of work towards different things. And if I don't hit the things that I'd like to do within a week, I'm not going to beat myself up. There's nothing gained from that. And it's all things that I've set for myself, right? So it's not like I'm letting anyone else down. It's just me being able to be realistic and to be flexible with myself, allow myself grace. I'm doing a lot, so expecting it to be more is kind of ridiculous. So giving myself that, freedom and space to say, I'm doing more than enough, and in life, and I just need to have more balance and try to not do as much, maybe, and find more ways to have some happiness. So I'm working on what that means for myself. These philosophical and deep yet light topics on this lovely day during crochet time. So there we go. I'll get another shot of the hanging octopus crochet action. Alrighty. Well, I think that sounds like it was a good whim of the day. We'll see where the whim takes us tomorrow, and I don't know what it is yet. I've got some ideas, but I'll just kind of see what feels best, and then go from there. So that's the beauty of it. The whim is the whim, and sometimes I don't know until that right before it, and that's really cool. It's in the moment and exciting. So thanks for joining me. I hope you have a good rest of your day, and yeah, just keep being you. You're pretty amazing. Thank you.